Chien Pao and the big 2026. What could we possibly be doing? Might as well try it out one last time before it rotates. It's still a super fun deck with a lot of OCO capability, and because of Baxcalibur, we have like a lot of multitude of attackers that we can power up and play with, so it can really adapt to a lot of decks. I know that it hasn't really been in the limelight lately because of the loss of Irida and Greninja, Radiant Greninja, but you know what? Why not? One last time. We're going to go ahead and open with the Fezandipiti here and Buddy-Buddy Poffin and get those two Frigibax that are so important to make this deck function. I think the fact that it's a stage 2 deck, it's a lot less reliable now with item lock so consistent with Budew, and then other decks are just faster because we have to set up a stage 2 attacker. But we got that Wellspring Mask Ogerpon for bench sniping. We got Regigigas to hit those big Terra numbers, and of course we got Chien Pao that hits 60 times each energy we discard. Much like Golden Go, which is terrorizing the format, we can hit those big numbers. We don't have that onboard draw, but I mean, we have direct out to find the energy that we need to ramp damage. We have an okay setup here. 2 Frigibax and Fez in the active. Not too worried about that turn 1 KO happening to our active Fez. They're going to Fighting Gong for Lunatone. We're playing against Mega Lucario here. Pretty interesting matchup. Not one that's going to be live in a few weeks, but here we go. Lunar Cycle going to draw 3. Because they're a 3-prize deck, we can match them in the prize race. They do have a big chunk of HP, which is so important that Chien Pao can hit those one-hit knockouts. We need to discard 6 energy though, which is a lot because we only run 9 in this deck. This deck was taken from a top 50 finish at a recent regional in Sydney, so still has some legs in the current format, just no one's running it. They're going to use Ultra Ball as well. Probably going to get a Riolu and be pretty happy with their setup. They put a Grab Mountain down, which not really too impactful in this matchup. I know it's there to go against like Dragapult and Gardevoir, but for us, it does reduce Baxcalibur to 130 HP, which can get knocked out with Mega Lucario's first attack. So, could have some play. We need to make sure that we maintain 2 Frigibax lines in play at all times. Thankfully, Mega Lucario can't really take knockouts on 2 different Pokemon at the same time. So as long as we keep that, we have our Energy Excel in play, and we have a chance. They're going to Night Stretcher that energy that they discarded for Lunar Cycle so they can get their attachment for turn. And they'll probably pass it back to us. Here we go. Top deck the Vitality Band, which is great actually. The Wellspring Ogerpon EX does 100 to the active and 120 to the bench. And the reason we run Vitality Band is because there's a lot of Pokemon with 110 HP in the format. So it lets us snipe both of them, take 2 prizes. And here we got Solrock in the active with 110 HP. So that is a viable thing to think about here. But the attack isn't too likely this turn because we don't have Baxcalibur in play. We don't have a Chien Pao to search out energy. But we will get that Teal Mask Ogerpon. Sorry, Wellspring Mask Ogerpon in play. Attach that Vitality Band. And Lillie's for 8. Almost discarded there. Thought I was playing research. You know, this deck is fun. When it high rolls and gets Baxcalibur set up, really you can do anything. You can go toe-to-toe with a lot of decks. Especially the Wellspring can prey on those evolving decks, and then Chien Pao can take knockouts on big basic decks. We got the Regigigas to take out the big stage 2s that we don't want to expend a lot of energy for, and we can put a single prizer in the active. Drawn to the hand, it's okay. We get a Chien Pao. We get an Arctibax we can evolve to as well. And there's a Baxcalibur in hand, so assuming they don't Gus KO the Arctibax on the bench, we'll be in business next turn. We're going to attach retreat the Fez into Frigibax, so they can't take a knockout on a 2-prizer this turn. We got the Surfing Beach, which is also a great include in this deck, a great buff for it. It allows you to have 2 Chien Pao in play and pivot between them for 4 energy search a turn. And if you have Latias, you can pivot into another attacker. But here, we're going to pass. We don't want to put Chien Pao on the bench for them to knock out. We don't have Recovery currently in the hand. And see what they got. They can just attach and knock out Frigibax here, but we do have a counter catcher that we could utilize. They're going to use Switch to get Mega Lucario in the active. Looks like they don't got too much going on their hand, helping us out a bit that way. They're going to get the knockout. We're going to push up Wellspring because it's a water Pokemon, so we can utilize that Surfing Beach if need be. Top deck and Arctibax, which no longer will be of use. Bench the Chien Pao. Put that Surfing Beach into play. Kind of mulling our decision here. We definitely want to thin out energy with Chien Pao's Shivery Chill ability before we flip the script, because we don't want to draw into energy. We don't need energy. There it is. We're going to thin out 2 energy here. Such a good ability, and it was such a good Pokemon in deck for a long time. Unfortunately, the format is not conducive to it right now, but it's nice to see it get results. We'll flip the script here, draw 3, get Boss, Arven, and Lillies, all 3 of our supporters that we run. The ideal here would be Counter Catcher, Soul Rock / Lunatone, accelerate the 3 energy to the Wellspring Mask Ogerpon and double snipe. Get rid of their draw. Get rid of, I mean, their setup, to be honest, to get them out of this hand that's not really helping them right now. Kind of thinking our decision here. We could Arven for Secret Box maybe, but we're just going to accelerate the 3 energy to the active, because even if we were to accelerate the energy to Wellspring, we don't have a way to get Chien Pao back to the bench without expending energy, unless we get Latias. So we're just going to Lillies here. Maybe get the Dream 3 energy and go get some 3 prizes, but unlikely, as one's already in the discard pile. Draw 8. Bang. Get the Secret Box. We could... I don't know if Secret Box can really get us anything that we could want. We would want a combination Nest Ball and Counter Catcher for that Wellspring play. We do have the Budew in hand, so we could just take a turn off and hope that if they have anything going on in their hand, we brick their items. Fighting Gong could help them here. Premium Powder Pro to an extent if they have a Gust effect. So we're probably going to take the turn off here. We don't really want to launch that 180 attack. We don't want to leave a 2-prizer in the active, especially because they already have a prize. We're going to play Secret Box, discard Arctibax, Buddy Poffin, and that Wellspring Mask Ogerpon. Now, I could have played that Buddy Poffin to establish another Frigibax. Probably the smarter play there, so we can not be at risk of losing our energy accelerator. But I think the idea here is that we want to get Budew and Latias down, conserve the energy in play, and get the item lock going. Also in this deck, we have a cheeky Defiance Band, if you saw there. The list that I pulled from at the recent regional ran 2 Vitality Band, but I pivoted 1 Vitality Band to get a 1-1 split of Defiance and Vitality. Vitality is great on Wellspring Mask Ogerpon to hit the numbers like I talked about earlier, but Defiance Band has been great in my testing. It helps Chien Pao hit those bigger numbers at 1 less energy. Energy conservation is important. We only run 2 superior energy retrieval. So we can hit 330 for only 5 energy, knock out the big stage 2 Pokemon. We can hit the stage 1 Pokemon like Golden Go for only 4 energy. Just something to think about. Also works with Teal Mask Ogerpon, works with Regigigas. It's nice to have. So we're going to get that free retreat into the Budew. Hope for some item lock here to continue their slower setup. Also that 10 damage is relevant because now Lucario is at 330 HP, so Defiance Band is still a play here. Looking at their hands, probably a fistful of items. No supporter. And our board is okay. It's not bad. We get Chien Pao back in the active. We get 2 more energy in play. Can make it happen. For sure. And we got an energy in hand. So we are guaranteed the knockout on Mega Lucario next turn. Assuming there's 2 energy in the deck, of course. If they can't Gust KO my Chien Pao. And with item lock, hopefully that helps them. They're going to attach an energy to Soul Rock. And just pass. Their thought process was they don't want to knock out Budew to give me access to Fez. But fortunately, we get the 2 energy, and we have the energy in hand. The fact that Mega Lucario is a 3-prize Pokemon is really bad for our opponent in a racing situation, and since we have a fully set up board, we can play that aggro. I think I over attach here going to take back that energy. Don't need it because I can Arven for Defiance Band. This is a casual game. We're chilling. We're drinking boba. I got some rose milk tea there. Super tasty. I'm typically a Thai tea or a taro milk tea kind of guy, but rose milk tea really been catching my eye lately. If you guys have a favorite boba that you think I should try, you should let me know in the comments below. And let me know if you like the POV as opposed to a top-down gameplay. Both are easy for me to do. I like the POV because it kind of shows my thought process. You can see my cards, and I can explain, or it helps me remember why I made certain decisions. I get the Defiance Band there and the Ultra Ball. Discard 5 energy for perfect math to get the knockout and take 3 prizes. And our hand is great. It's full. We take a sip of boba. We're feeling good. And our opponent's board is not looking great. Item lock is broken. They're going to play the Fighting Gong. Probably get a Riolu or maybe a Makuhita. That is a scary attacker in this matchup. Because a lot of our sport Pokemon, including Wellspring, only have 210 HP. So it hits those perfect numbers, and then with the Premium Power Pro, it can knock out Chien Pao. And it's a 1-prizer that I have to gust around. And we only run 2 boss in this deck, because typically your toolbox of attackers, you don't really mind who's in the active position. You kind of just blow through it or snipe. So having a 1-prizer in the active can cause some harm, but Hariyama does do damage to itself after its attack, so Wellspring can still double snipe. Yep, he gets the Hariyama or Makuhita pre-established. The one thing though, can't really power it up without Mega Lucario. It's a 3 energy cost, and it's a fat retreat as well. So you really want to get that early. He's looking here. Yeah, and just shows you that because Chien Pao can do that 1-hit knockout, really kind of hampered their setup, because we're able to knock out that fat Mega Lucario. They're going to play Premium Power Pro, do 100 damage to our active. Shivery Chill for 2 Water Energy, the last in our deck. And here we're definitely going to try to set up that Wellspring play. Regigigas, get that out of here. Don't need that in this matchup. We got the 3 energy. We got the free retreat because of Latias. We're going to accelerate that 3 energy into play, and then double snipe because of the Vitality Band, providing that perfect math. So we'll get rid of the Soul Rock and get rid of the Lunatone. Doesn't really make sense to get rid of the Hariyama because there's no energy, fat retreat cost. Get rid of any of their outs to draw and take 2 prizes. And yeah, if you set up Baxcalibur, this deck's tough to beat, but it is a stage 2. And there's no great stage 1 like Drag Cloak to help with draw or anything. So in a format that, yeah, if they can knock out Fez and then Iona you low, you don't have any onboard draw, this deck can brick pretty terribly. But it's nice to have that tough decision tree where do I go after the energy acceleration, go after the attacker, you know, plays a little bit of mind games with your opponent, and no one's expecting Chien Pao right now. So for the next couple weeks, hey, give it a go. Have some fun. I've been having fun with it for the past couple weeks. They're gonna play Hariyama Evolve, bring up the Baxcalibur, and they didn't have the Stadium Bump to get rid of the Surfing Beach, so we're just gonna Superior Energy Retrieval, retreat into Chien Pao, and take the win. Thank you guys for watching. My name's Chung Chung, TCG. I'm posting deck lists and videos like this, trying to do it daily. Make sure to go treat yourself, get yourself some boba, maybe a pastry, maybe a sandwich, who knows. Have some fun. Thank you guys for watching. Yeah, subscribe if you like the content, and see you next time.